going to walk up to the bar. I'm probably going to change his name, by the way.
Okay.
You got to try it out. You got to see.
No, I'm with you. I don't have a problem. The only thing is remember all changes prior to fifth are capable prior to fifth level.
Right. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I didn't think that. Tabaxis actually have a more descriptive name, almost kind of like the old Americans, walks with wind or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that. But I wasn't thinking when I put it.
Yeah. They kind of align with their pride and stuff.
Yeah. So anyway, Quanner. That's his incognito name.
That's right.
Does walk up to the barkeep and ask, who do I talk to about
prior to fifth level?
Right. Yeah. Cool.
But here now you guys got me confused. You're talking about you're in the tavern, or I thought you were in the guild hall.
Guild hall.
Most of the DMs, or at least myself and Alex when he was around, had there's refreshments.
Well, there's refreshments there, but there's really not a bartender.
Okay.
You get your grown ass adventurers. You get your butt up and you get your own. You know where the cask and the bottles are. They're off on the one side in the one meeting hall, which is kind of where it's a honor type system. You mark down what you took, and then it's adjusted at a period of time, monthly or whatever, or when you bring in a haul, it's what's owed is adjusted.
Okay, then in that case, I'm going to look for this Pincus character.
You'll hear him. He's in a room off in the back, going over some papers and reading from a book. Yeah, that's what you'll notice right at the moment. He's reading from a book. You don't know what type of book, what the book is.
All right, so I'll introduce myself and just inform him that I am a monk from a monastery that's some ways from here, looking to make a name for myself, and I'd heard that this was the place to be.
And you'll see this little gnome, and he's gonna with a white beard and kind of a baldish head and robes, and he'll look up and he'll say, grand, good. A monk. Well, we have lots of ceremonies that can be done. If you want to work here inside the hostel itself, the guild hall, we got sweepings and things like that. But if you we do have a job board out there, and if you want to join, he'll run you down where it'll cost you 10% of whatever you find on a job, or what you get paid for a job when you pick on up, and that takes care of all the benefits that the guild will have for you, where you have the healing center over here, the sainted Mother Astor that sacrificed to save her village in the battle with the black dragon, and then you'll have we have some rooms here, and we have discounts over for guild hall members over at the Silver Chalice across the way, the very fine tavern and inn. So, and you have discounts over at the Pincus General Store just next door to us. So there's those that come with that 10% discount. And we do offer a credit union for our members where you can store your monies that are guaranteed to be protected. And he'll say, all you need to do is agree to the terms, sign this little parchment, And if you do that, then at the end of that, he'll say, "Oh, we do offer a will option if you want it for." Or that there again, it's yourself, or and you can. And we do offer. We'd like to know, if you want to be resurrected or raised if you died, because you can. We do have a legal paper here. Do not resurrect or raise a DNR.
Yeah, so I'll fill out the necessary paperwork. I will not fill out a DNR.
Okay.
And basically join the guild.
Okay. And he'll have you sign it, and he'll say, anything else I can help you with? There's certain things. If you ask Riverwood, my apprentice, he out and about there, you'll see him. He's kind of a little bit taller than me, but he's a young human lad that's very adventurous and motivated, and he'll give you a tour of the hall and such.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell him about my interest in the Paradox mission.
Okay.
See how I can help.
He'll say, great, that sounds really a good decision, because it may, if you're successful, it may put a little coin in your pocket and also ingratiate you to one of our veteran members. Great place to start, to have a veteran on your side to stand with you and for you.
Yeah, so I would definitely like to do that, and I would ask if there's any way, even if it's just a loan, that I can get, say, a light crossbow with some bolts. I don't have a lot of cash yet because I just started, but I'll give you everything I have as a rental.
Okay, let's see here. Don't mind me, I'm doing a little bit of admin here, trying to get it so if folks want to watch it. What did you say there?
I want a light crossbow and like a bolt, 20 bolts or whatever.
Okay.
But I only have 15 gold.
Well, that's no problem. You'll run into Riverwood. You'll give that request, and he'll say, we need to go to see Quartermaster Bob down in the supply room in the vault. He can help you out there.
So, is it for most of this conversation? I'm assuming my character isn't there. But by the time he gets around to the crossbow situation, how long has it been?
We'll say it's been about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Because it was about 2 or 3 minutes for Pincus to do the sales job and have him sign the paper, and then he directed him out to find Riverwood. Riverwood was out in that common area where the jobs were, so you could have overheard him talking about the need for the crossbow and stuff. So it's about to that time, about 5 minutes have passed from going from point A to point B and being back in that area.
Okay. So basically, you're going to enter one, and Epoch just kind of pops up behind your shoulder and says, I can get the crossbow.
And I look at him and say, Very well. Sounds like we're working together to see what we can do to help this guild member.
Great. I've held my hand out to shake. My name's Epoch. It's probably at this point that you realize that in my other hand I have a bottle of wine.
Okay. I shake it and say, great. Let's take care of this, and then let's see what we can do to help this guild member out.
All right. I hand Riverwood 25 gold pieces and for the crossbow. I'll put in an extra one actually to make it even 100 and give them the bolts for it too.
Okay.
And
well, Riverwood is going to say, well, that's not really necessary. Quartermaster Bob, we as a guild, we do loan out materials for jobs.
Oh no, River, you misunderstand. I'm here to help my friend out. I'm buying him some new stuff to work with. You know.
Okay, and but Riverwood would give you that information. Is I guess what I'm saying.
They attempt to. I attempt to cover up the
But
so you're trying to ingratiate yourself and not hear that it would have been free or something like that.
probably.
I'm just sitting here thinking, what a great guy.
well, okay, no, that's fine. I just want this is what Riverwood's actions are. What Epoch is doing is fine. It's just yeah. That's odd, but okay. No, not on what you're doing, but why YouTube? Because I'm trying to set that up for stream, and it's set up, but it has given me the shard name on that. But I'll go with it. It'll show people pick it up. It's just the tile on here.
On the image that you have, it has the session name.
Yeah,
that's the one I see, not the shard thing.
Yeah, it's just what I'm seeing here. I haven't posted it out on the UAG site yet to watch. It just you'll see when I get it here. I'm going over. Sorry, they're out in the internet land. It's just me and my anal aspect, I guess, in a way.
Either way, so yeah, the light crossbow and 20 bolts there. And then probably Epoch sits you down, or probably takes you to the whatever the crystal, whatever it was.
Silver chalice.
The silver chalice, yeah.
As far as that, yeah. Let's see here. How's that?
So it probably says something like, "Oh, we need to find the information about where this Talmeric is. We need to head to the silver chalice. I mean, this is all business. No, people don't talk around here. They've all got their own problems to deal with."
Okay.
I will follow your lead, good sir.
Oh, totally. Right into the death trap.
Oh, okay, guys. I got an important call here from my one daughter, but go on, and I'm just going to mute my mic and go on with your role play, and I'll jump in to guide on it when I get the chance. It shouldn't be long.
Okay. So Where did you say we should go? I didn't.
Yeah. Epoch leads you to the Silver Chalice, which is the tavern.
Okay. And we're there to try and get information,
Presumably.
or get drunk.
What Epoch says is get information.
So I mean, Quan or whatever he's not going to know any better, and he's gonna go with, and he's going to start asking around for information.
Yes, I'm sure. Which I'm sure is assuming me.
So I guess I'm going to look for like what do you call it? A table with people who look chatty.
Okay. While you're doing that, Epoch will probably buy you some drinks and buy drinks for the table or something. Along with the bottle of wine he has for himself, and probably starts playing his bagpipes.
Yeah.
Because of course he plays bagpipes.
You know what? That's funny. That's funny. One of the monks I was playing around with the build for played the bagpipes too. I don't think it's this one though. I had two monks that I built, not for today. I previously built. No, he plays the flute. One of them was an Arakoa, so the fly speed thing I thought was kind of cool, and he played the bagpipes. So.
The best kind of.
That's just the guy you are. Well, so it's interesting. Sort of call it a side note, a character choice. I haven't completely decided yet which school I'm going to go. Way of the Drunken Master, there could be an interesting RP opportunity here if that's the way I was going. Like, I've lived in a monastery my whole life, and it was not one of the monasteries that the Trappist monks with their beer and wine. It was very ascetic, whatever the right word there is. And so I take a couple swigs, and I'm like, oh, I like this stuff. Ooh,
that's right. That's right. Seems good to me. I will say, just kind of as a meta comment on that, it actually doesn't require you to be actually drunk for the drunken fist stuff.
I am perfect.
Yes. But it would be hilarious if the character was actually drunk.
That's exactly what I'm going for. It would be hilarious.
Alrighty, you guys are at the Silver Chalice.
Yep.
You go on in. You only see about 6 people, and at this time, but it's kind of early. It's 10 o'clock in the morning, and by the time you do all your palavering over there, Riverwood gives you a quick rundown of the area there, Quanner, and showing you where certain things are, and then pointing you to where the Silver Chalice is, as far as that. And let me see here. I'll find that map, and I'll actually give a nice overview right here of it. And I'll put it up and share, and that way our internet folks can enjoy it right there. Let me get that up here. Yeah, but you see 6 people in there, and let's see here. Okay. not counting the the bartender or innkeeper, which is kind of a strange, character. He seems to be human, but he's not. He's not what you would typically look to see as a typical innkeeper, barkeeper. He seems to be kind of a frail look. He's human. He does have a scar down the one side of his cheek. If he was dipped in oil and put in a pot, you would taste more oil than you would broth from him. He's just that frail, that thin, but he moves around really gracefully as you watch him, and such. So there's that. And now you have a very buxom, tropish, dwarven barmaid that's standing there walking around delivering the drinks and food that's ordered by the patrons.
Okay. So Connor is drinking and he's finding out that he really likes alcohol. He's getting a little sloppy. He starts, hey, come over. We need another drink. Come over here.
We need another drink.
Okay. Do you indicate you're from the guild, or are you just
Probably
looking as regular off the street customers?
I mean, we've indicated we're from the guild. We're
Okay.
when we first came in.
Okay. I just wanted to.
Buying drinks for people in order to try and get information, and unfortunately, somebody found out he's got a bit of a taste for alcohol, having never tried it before.
Okay. No, I just needed to get that square in my head so I know how the situation will develop. And yeah, right there it is. And let's see here. I will. Come on. Let me go here and share. So, and boom, right here. And I will take the little, we'll do yellow for the color. And brush size should be right here. Oh no, I'm going to need bigger for that. And boom. Yeah, that'll work. You should see the little yellow ball right over here on Silver Street. Number 1, that's the guild hall.
Yep.
All this right on in through here. Crossing Silver Street on the corner of Silver and Regal, number 2 is the Silver Chalice, right here. And this is where you're at this point in time. Alrighty.
Cool.
And I'll leave that on up for right now for that, and so we'll can keep the evidence of where the bodies may fall. Maybe make that a little. Is that the biggest? Yeah, that's the biggest size. Okay. Yep. All right. So you're in there. She comes on by and she's taking your orders and such, and you see that there's a bunch of it looks like little toothpicks that she's keeping off on one side on her tray, and there's like different groups of them on the tray, so she can keep track of drinks and such is a common knowledge of what you would surmise it might be.
I believe we both also try to ingratiate ourselves with the other people at the bar, whatever one is the largest group of people. See if you can.
There's two groups. One's just a little bit larger than the other, but that's no problem. They're sitting at tables. One table is off in the corner of the room by the fireplace that is going there, just keeping a glow about the room with the other sconces that are keeping it. So it's somewhat shadowy in there, but not terrible. I mean, you can see what you're eating and drinking fine. You can see features fairly fine, but it's not like sunlight that would be outside of the silver chalice. And on the one larger group, you'll notice that there seems to be a bugbear in the group, along with a couple humans, and you'll see a halfling sitting there. And there's that's what 1, 2, 3, 4 there. Yes, and in the other table, you'll notice that there seems to be a gnome, a dragonborn, and a tiefling sitting there. And you're trying to ingratiate yourself over there with the bugbear group, we'll tag it as. So she takes over the drinks there, and you'll see a pile of the one pile just getting larger, which you would surmise possibly could be yours, of the toothpicks. As far as that, and the bugbear will look up and look at your group, and the others there will do the same, and they kind of pick up the drinks that they're drinking, and they'll sort of give you a air salute with the mugs before they start drinking on down.
So are we at their table?
No.
Well, I intended to be at their table.
Okay, you can move to their table.
Yeah. Hey fellas, just more like. Hey fellas, this was the one. You know anything about a dog? I'm hoping my friend can fill in the blanks.
Lean down and you say, yeah, the turmeric.
Well, we know of a couple dogs. We haven't seen them in a while, but none by the name of Talmeric. One was named Spot, and the other one was Fido.
No, it's gotta be turmeric. Nothing.
Well, we can't necessarily help you with that. But these dogs, they were down at the wharf, but they come up missing.
Down at the wharf.
Are they soft like you? And I hug the bugbear.
And roll me a perception.
Both of us or just him?
Just him.
Disadvantage 1.
Okay. Well, shit, his wasn't much better. I'm not rolling good again today. So you guys are lucky. But you will, for some reason, as you go and you hug them, you'll feel a pinching in your midsection.
Okay.
and he doesn't say anything. He's just kind of looking at you, kind of weird, but you feel this pinch in the midsection.
I'll just kind of look down. I'm still leaning on him, bud.
And if you look down, there would be no problem seeing this rather sharp-looking dirt that is pointing in and pressing upon your midsection, where you're feeling the pinch. It's not shiny. It is kind of a tarnish, dull, dirty looking, almost like it was purposed not to shine.
Yeah. Say, whoa, man, we buy you drinks. Where are you throwing daggers around? And I just kind of, I try to grab the dagger from him.
Okay. Let's see here. We'll do opposed strength checks.
All right. 5. If I wasn't drunk, it'd be crit 20.
Yeah. Roll me a percentage dice.
Sure.
That's how I'll treat that one.
81.
81? Okay. You grab for it and you miss it terribly. But, which is a good thing because you said, dog, it could have cut your hand.
Yeah, maybe.
So.
Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Yep. So, miss it. Kind of stumble for a moment, and I turn back to the corner. And I say, "These guys are mean. They don't know how to drink."
The not hobbit, but the halfling will say, "Pull up a chair before you fall."
And corner will say, "That's a good idea."
Yeah.
And stumble into a chair next to the halfling.
Okay.
How about have you heard of a dog called Talmeric? He was part of the guild.
Which guild?
The Unnamed Adventurers Guild.
Let's see here. We kind of heard about this not a dog, but he was, oh man, I could ride him. They usually chase us down more like almost like a warg, but it's a big old wolf, hefty. Used to follow this hairy guy around that was from the guild.
That's him. He's gone missing. We've been hired to find him.
We're doing a great job.
All right. Well, hired to find them. How much are they paying?
Oh gosh, and he starts like doing his fingers, but it's just like everything's double in his hand. So he's holding up like 8 fingers.
8 fingers of what?
This much.
8 fingers of what? They're gonna give you fingers for it.
And at that, he just starts laughing his ass off and falls out of the chair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in kind of a similar circumstance, he said pull up a chair, but what Epoch has done is grab the chair like a stool and is just dragging around with him. He doesn't stand. He doesn't sit down.
All right.
It's just grab the chair. Obtained.
Carl, you didn't know you were going to get the afternoon comedy hour, did you?
But that's fine. I don't mind that at all because this is a game. It's supposed to be fun, and we have a great opportunity to have fun. So,
That's right. That's right.
all right. The human that was sitting there is gonna kind of look at Epoch and roll his eyes, almost like you would with an eye face palm. And as you're kind of stumbling around with the chair, helping stabilize, the tiefling that's sitting at the other table is saying, "Hey, watch it there, buddy! You almost slammed my tail."
I look. Does the tiefling have a tail?
Yes.
I grab it. And by grab it, I mean I attempt to grab it.
Okay. Roll the go ahead and hit. We'll do it
Yeah.
that way.
My attack roll with my strength and proficiency. So that's just straight 2.
Oh,
So
you kind of
give me a second here. There we go. 9.
Okay, you kind of miss. He seems to be wagging it, being mindful because he's heard you dragging this chair and worried about it. He's trying to get it out of the way, and you just swoop on by with your hand. And he looks at you, and he'll say, "What are you doing there? You?"
Grabbing your tail.
Why?
Make sure it's real.
It's real. You want to see if it's real? Stand right there.
I stand wobbly.
Okay. And he'll go ahead and he'll swing it at you. Oh, yeah, that ought to hit.
Whack.
And you'll get smacked like on the shoulder with it, hard enough where you don't take damage, but you know that you were hit with something, so you could tell that it is real.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I kind of sit down at this point. Like all the world's secrets have just been revealed to me.
Okay. Where are you sitting?
In a chair.
Okay.
Not kind of in between the table with the bugbear and the tiefling.
Okay. That's what I was getting at, is the placement there, but
Yeah.
that's fine.
So at this point, Connor has kind of recovered and stumbled back into his chair, and is again trying to get the halfling to tell him more about the what he knows.
And the halfling will say, he'll look up at the bugbear and his other friends at the table, and he'll say, "Well, how much is he paying for this? I see you got 8 fingers up, or digits, or whatever you call those things, but 8 what? Is it 8 adamantium pieces? Is it 8 gold pieces or platinum? Oh, wow. Or is it 8 bronze pieces or copper?"
All right, hold on. I'm gonna roll a percentile dice to see
Okay.
what. Where's my other 12? There you go. He's gonna look and he's gonna say, "It's gold."
Oh, that's a lucrative job. Yes. And he'll frown and he'll wipe his forehead with his hand, like he's thinking, making it look like he's thinking harder. And he'll say to his guy, "You guys know much more about this this big wolf, Talmeric. What was his name again?" Asking Quanner. And the bugbear chime in and say, "Yeah, yeah. The last time I saw him, he was in the little town to the outside of the. Let me move this around here a bit. Outside of the north gate, out by the woods, which he'll be giving you directions right up to about here. It looked like he was smelling something, like he was tracking."
Sounds like that's where we need to go. Thank you, gentlemen. And slap him on the back and fall back out of the chair.
Okay.
This is either going to be a great setup for a drunken master or a great setup for there is no way in hell I'm ever drinking again.
Yeah, player's choice.
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
this is a scenario. What's Epoch doing after he helped the reality of a tale?
That's right. Well, so after kind of sitting down for a moment, the people in the room who are paying attention kind of notice his hair go from pink to silver, and his skin go from light green to porcelain almost, porcelain white, and his irises go kind of this bright blue.
Okay, let's see.
And he's kind of blinking.
Roll me an intimidate roll.
Disadvantage or normal?
Normal.
24.
Okay. They seem to edge their chairs back, and you'll hear. Give me a perception check on how much you'll hear, because you're going to hear something.
Oh, I dare you not.
That with the perception with disadvantage.
3.
3. Okay. With that, you'll think that you heard he's possessed. The Dark Queen, maybe, or is it the hag that we heard from up north? Oh my goodness! And you'll hear them move their chairs, scuff their chairs back more towards the wall in the corner.
All right. I kind of holding this mug of alcohol. Character looks down, looks at it, and goes, "Oh my gosh, how much did I make me drink again?"
Roll me a Constitution check. Or a Constitution save, I should say.
Yeah. 13.
13. Oof. And that's not too bad, because it wasn't a special drink. It was a standard ale.
Oh no! Out of character. My character was drinking until drunk.
Okay, but yeah.
So they are still currently drunk.
Yeah.
they just suddenly realize they don't want to be anymore.
Yeah, I'm fine with that RP aspect, but it was the reason for that was just so I know.
Yeah. See how long it takes.
Yeah, I mean, a standard ale, the Constitution save is not that bad for even being drunk. Now, if you here again to put it in perspective, I guess, and so our whoever's watching or does watch would see on why I went that way was if you rolled a 1 or 2, you really would have had a bad hangover. But that 13, it's like, okay, you're drunk, you got a hell of a buzz, but you're not stinking drunk. You're not puking on yourself.
Okay.
You see how I was kind of managing that?
No, that makes sense. I was just clarifying.
Yep. So was I. That way, the folks out there, especially if we have some of the younger members that haven't played D&D that much or such, could see how some of those things can be worked outside the box.
So, considering this is Connor's first time ever drinking, probably should roll con save himself, don't you think?
You can. I was giving you guys that agency on how far you more or less wanted to get drunk.
Oh no, he is plastered. He is falling down drunk. You will not be able to accomplish much the rest of today.
Okay.
But he did roll a 19 on his con save.
Okay, you're not going to have a hangover.
You know, this is sort of defining the way I'm RPing this, right? Because had he had the bad hangover, he would not be a drunken master. But now he thinks he's invincible.
This is great. There's no way this could possibly go wrong.
Having a hell of a buzz and, what the heck? I don't know what they're all talking about with these. Man, I got sicker than a dog type of talk from. But yeah, so they give you the directions that last time they saw Talmeric, it was up out on the north, up around the woods.
Okay. So I'm gonna suggest that we head that way, but basically, by the time I reach the door, I fall down, like pass out drunk.
Okay. You hit the
My
cobble.
character does their best to try to lead you to a room.
Okay. You go out the door. The door of the Silver Chalice, right?
Yep.
If there's not a room in the Silver Chalice, then I do my best to get into an actual room.
There is a room there, or there's a common room over in a couple common rooms over in the guild hall. But yeah, as you go out and you fall there, take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you come and you fall and you hit the cobblestones.
Me or
Quanner.
Okay.
Got it.
And that's non-lethal damage.
He's dead. You killed him instantly.
Well, I didn't. It was his choice.
And you took me down to double my negative.
But
That's right. Double your negative with the 1 damage.
all right, so that's what Epoch. You see him go down. Just as he opens up the door to go out of the Silver Chalice, you'll hear the clank of his equipment that he may have, the crossbow and the bolts and such.
Do I see a coin purse on him?
I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll get him to a room and take his coin purse.
I should say maybe it's a perception check. Sorry, I do have one. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'll say. A perception check for Epoch, and for Quanner also a perception check.
7.
Should mine be at disadvantage since I'm passed out now?
Yeah. Well, you're kind of passed out drunk. You just fell, is what I'm taking it. That's why I'm giving you perception. But yeah, disadvantage would be all right.
All right.
Makes sense.
So, still did pretty well. 17.
Yeah. Do I notice the coin purse with the 7?
You wouldn't notice the coin purse and Quanner. You see Epoch coming, reaching his hand down towards you.
I'm just gonna, halfway drunk to hey, what are you doing?
Get into your room, you idiot.
Yeah, I want to sleep.
Okay, and that's where are you guys going from there? Back over to
we nap it off.
Or are you trying to find a room?
How far is the guild hall from here?
Across the street.
Just across the street. You're right here where the.
I mean, my vote is you drag me across the street and dump me in the common room.
That's pretty much what my character is going to do, except the way that my character works is that they would not dump you in the common room. They would actually look for a room.
And there's not too many of those because they're kind of, the veterans have more of them. But there are a couple larger common rooms. But let's see here. We'll see how many people may be in. One has 4 guys in on bunks, and the other one has 3. So they're somewhat half full.
Where is a normal room with nobody else in it?
Who are you asking? Or just stating?
The first person.
The first person.
Literally closest to the door.
Oh, to which door?
The door that I entered through.
So you did go from the Silver Chalice across the street over to...
My character was thinking, oh, there's rooms over here.
Because the first person that you'll run into there is, we'll say, Quartermaster Bob. And he'll say, there's a couple common rooms upstairs on the 2nd floor of the guild hall. And this is a big Goliath that you're talking to, Quartermaster Bob. And he'll say, over at the Silver Chalice, they have rooms that they go ahead and rent on out.
God damn it. Walk back across the street with corner hanging off of me.
Okay. And
do you know the store immediately south of the Silver Chalice? I totally go into that one first.
Okay. Where, 22?
Yeah, it looks like.
All right. Let me open. Where did I put that key?
It's like the noble's house.
No, it's not that. Guaranteed, it's not that. But let me.
I'm ready.
There's a couple areas I know real well, and there's a couple that, because the members picking on up and doing things that I want to make sure I tell you the right deal. Let's see here. Facts. Where is it? Key. Yeah, right here. This one should. That's 18. Yeah. I think that one will have it right there. Let's see here. And you're going back. You're going back towards the Silver Chalice. I'm taking Dragon Quanner, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. what are you doing, Quanner? Are you assisting him, or are you just being dead weight that he's pulling?
I'm basically dead weight.
Okay. Yes, and you're a tabaxi. So what's your average? What's your weight of your tabaxi?
Oh Lord, I don't know. Hold on.
There's no way I'm carrying him. I'm
No,
dragging
but
him.
Hold on. Let me just pull it up.
okay.
Go. That's.
All right. Let me.
It just says I'm meeting, and I don't see a weight.
Usually you have to kind of decide.
Yeah, but they usually give racial for the males and whatnot under the race, but whatever you want.
That's what I was looking for. Let's say he's 150 pounds.
Okay, no problem. And what's your strength, Epoch?
10.
10. All right. Dead weight 10. You're having a hard time dragging them. So your speed of going there around is about not half, but quarter.
Oh, I was thinking 5 feet per
because you're stumbling and like that. You may only be progressing. You can progress only 5 feet if you want, but you're actually using, we'll say, your normal rate is what, 30?
Yeah.
So half that would have been 15. We'll say 8 feet for a quarter, and but you're actually stumbling left and right, tugging and pulling, but only going forward about the 5 foot.
Right.
As far as that. And you make it to that doorway there, and you'll see above it is a sign that says the pewter mug.
All right. Let's see how bad my system is right now. Oh, wow. It's really good. Like, that's not the right one. Let me go to the silver chalice.
All right. You enter the silver chalice.
And
it takes you and the 6 customers that were in there are looking, and they're pointing and chuckling. Not loud.
Right.
Loud enough where you know that they are, and you definitely would feel like they're pointing at both of you. Because as you're dragging this tabaxi, how are you dragging them? That's going to be my next question.
I was imagining arm over the shoulder,
tail.
Like maybe right arm held by my right wrist, held by my right hand.
Okay, and then what they'll be hearing and seeing, and what Quanner will be somewhat sensing, is the thump of his legs and feet hitting the door stoop coming on in, and the door maybe coming down to come rest on his legs. Do you have a full tail or a dock tail?
Full tail.
Full tail. Saying your tail may be getting pinched by the door as it comes down on there. No real damage. Just maybe a little discomfort with that. And the tavern owner will turn to the waitress and tell her, not this early in the morning. My God, it's not even midday, and we have this. Take them on upstairs to the simple room. It's easier to clean, and she'll tell you to follow her. You go up to a set of stairs that are over here, right here, that you see where the yellow is, and she'll lead up, going on up, and you're following. I'm taking that leap of faith.
Yep.
And Quanner, you're feeling thump, thump, thump with the stairs as he's dragging you, and with that, the bartender is doing all he can do not to smirk and laugh. The other patrons, you hear Epoch and Quanner, you'll hear them just break out in a raucous laughter from the sight and the sound of this poor tabaxi going thump, 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 thump up the stairs, being pulled by Epoch.
I'm sure just somebody else told a funny joke. There was nothing else.
And she'll take you and open up this door to the simple room, and that's what it is. It's a 10 by 10 rough cot. There's one chamber pot and one chair. Not very luxurious. In fact, even someone that was Spartan would say this is a rough one. But
yeah.
But that's where she leads you to, and that's what the room is.
All right. Yeah. I kind of tried to lay down Warner onto the ground, but probably just kind of drop it.
Okay, that's I was gonna say that's no problem.
And probably at some point, either now or on the way up, Epoch will try to say to the barmaid, "Never again. Don't let me. Don't let me do this."
She'll say, "Darling, they all say that, but comes the next night, they're right belly up to the bar because we serve the best."
I'm serious. All right. Yeah. All
right. There you have that. So we can, unless there's certain things that you guys want to do, we can fast forward to the next day.
Yeah.
Okay. The next day breaks. Through this window, you have this bright light. It's not early morning. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. I mean, the heat is heating up through the into the room from the light coming through the window. Epoch, you're kind of half sprawled in and on the cot. You had somewhat of a rough night of it, but you got one leg down on the floor and a hand down there, almost like you're trying to touch to steady yourself. About 6 inches from you is Quanner, and Quanner, about 3 inches from you is a pool of vile spittle.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a hairball in the spittle.
Nice. So I kind of wipe the crust off my mouth. What happened?
Mm-hmm. So you look at who you assume is Epoch, but He has brown hair, golden irises, and dark cream skin. And he says, "We were out for a while, I think."
Do you look radically different than you did when I first met you?
Yeah. Same height, same gender, same elf shape. But my skin is no longer light green, it's dark. My hair is no longer pink, it's brown. And my eyes are gold rather than purple. Like, it's very different.
So all the same facial structures and
Yeah.
okay. All right. I'll kind of rub my eyes a little. What happened to you?
Hmm? Oh, this is natural.
I'll shrug and go, okay. I vaguely remember being told the direction to go. What do you say we head out?
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
As you,
Yeah, we head out.
let me see here. Oh, as you come down the stairs, there's 17 patrons downstairs. The same tavern keeper and the same waitress, but a large mix of races down there, and you'll have a mixture of smells as you come out the room and get down into the tavern section. You'll have the smell of meat fats dripping into the fire and shooting up. You'll have a smell of some sulfur. You'll have some smells of a rich stew being cooked on up, plus some stale ale smell around as you get to the bottom.
Yeah, I definitely don't have that appetite. I kind of, the smells are kind of like, oh, let's go. We can just get on the road.
Okay. As you're going on out, the bar, the tavern owner will say, "We'll send the bill for everything over to the guild hall to Riverwood, so he can give it to Pincus, and you'll give me perception checks from both of you."
Sure.
Ooh, 23. It was almost it was a
13.
Okay, that's plenty. Both of them are plenty good enough. You'll definitely hear them, the group of folks down there snickering and saying, "Yeah, those are the two. Those are the two. Yeah, look at them. Boy, oh yeah, boy, those guys weren't wrong. That tiefling, he nailed it. They were soused. I haven't seen anything like that since the Festival of the Moons. Oh my goodness! Look at them. They look like they rode the river and fell into the sink."
Yeah. I check my belongings in my money pouch. Does anything feel lighter?
I never had a chance to steal it myself. Maybe somebody else did.
I think, gosh, I got drunk so fast. I mean, not that I would know, but I've heard of people getting spiked drinks before, getting robbed. I don't know.
You'll be very surprised when you check yourself and your stuff. Everything is there. It may be wrinkled, it may be a bit dirty, foul smelling, but everything's there. You know, you're carrying whatever you were wearing, picked up like that heavy, nasty sweat through the night as you were sweating out the alcohol through your pores, and you didn't, you know, take the stuff off. So you have that kind of seeped into there.
And I will ask, I say, what's the damages? Like, they.
Well, he'll say, we add up all the drinks that you drunk and like that. It's fairly steep as far as that. Plus the rooms, even with the discount, you're talking it's going to cost a gold and 10 silver.
Oh, thank goodness. I would just, well, okay. Yeah, I'll pay whoever at the guild hall.
Okay.
And then leave. Thanks.
All right. So you guys go and head on up through to the north gate, where there's a couple ways, but the bugbear would have told you the easiest way from where the silver chalice is, you know, go up by the temple, square of the gods, and then find ox cart road, and then just go straight out Twilight Road. You can't miss it.
Sounds good.
And the city is pretty busy at this hour here, so it's going to take you probably about an hour to get out the Twilight Gate road gate here, because you're weaving in between carts and merchants and some of the militia, city guards, and the folks all trampling back and forth. But it's not too bad. Down around Oxcart Road, the smell is pretty strong, and you got to watch your step because there's some manure that's left behind, like road apples from the oxes that go down Oxcart Road, and the horses and beast of burden that are traveling down there. You have that pungent, fresh smell, and if you misstep, you may have that smell upon your paws or boots, if depending. But you turn up Twilight Road, and it does get a different feel of it. It's a cleaner feel, a lot of noise, you know, from the people, the artisans, the sellers. Once you get past the park area, and you do hear some metal upon metal, like soldiers or men-at-arms or mercenaries training, practicing with each other, and you make it out to outside the gate, unless there's something you want to do.
Nope. I'm ready to.
Okay.
Find some info.
All right. You end out on the road there, and let's move that over here. And the first thing you run into is this sign hanging on the road right here. And it has a picture of a very busty Valkyrie type looking maiden on the sign there, hanging on the roadside of it, swinging back and forth, slight wind. you'll smell the fresh water coming in from the river off to your west, and you'll know that that's a what is it? It is the Busty Maiden Tavern. And there's a good group of common farmers and peasants and merchants that are in there at this time, moving on in, possibly trying to get their midday meal or midday drinks.
So as we're traveling out and kind of going by this place, I say, so you heard that the wolf was in the forests to the north?
Yes.
Okay. I don't have a great sense of direction, but I think there are some forests to the north, if I remember correctly.
Well, you can see them right from the road, on the turn of the road, right up here.
Fair enough.
How
do you
won't be hard to find.
you have any plans on getting more specific information in the sense of, like, do we start sweeping the place, or?
Well, they said he was. They saw him tracking near a town in that direction, so I thought we would go to that town.
All right. Yeah. That seems fair. I guess let's head up that direction then.
Okay. And you'll see the road as it turns and goes to the east. And to the north of you, right up here, is the forest that you're seeing. And you see almost, you'd be able to see from here where there's more of a hamlet town, like grouping of buildings or number.
I actually say to Corner, say, as we're traveling, kind of heading up that direction, and say, I do have the ability to, sorry, I know the language of beasts. I can speak to them and perform for them. Perhaps they would take interest. Perhaps we could ask them about this wolf, at least once we get near to the location.
Certainly sounds like a plan. Yeah.
All right, so you're going up to the woods instead of the town.
Well,
we're going to the town and then searching the woods around that town.
Yes.
Yeah, which is all this right up here. That's why I was asking. Are you going up in this right here?
Looks like it. Yeah.
Or
Sounds
are
like
you
it.
going up into the town and then over? Because you got all this up into that.
I think we're going to be like north of the town at first.
Okay, so you're gonna. So are you gonna go down to here where 89 is shown, or are you going up into the woods up prior?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Probably go to the town first, like 89, and then go north.
All right. As you're going,
sorry, I say that, but my character says their direction is terrible, so maybe Corner's deciding this actually.
That was what I envisioned. I think.
Okay. As you come and you get right over here, from this wooden building, that's made out of mortar and lumber. You'll hear some sawing and hammer, like wood upon wood hammering coming from that building. there, and once in a while you hear a ripping, almost like a large saw blade ripping across wood.
Okay. So you want to start there and ask if they remember seeing a large, almost half giant and with a gigantic wolf, almost warg-like, within, recent days. I'm asking.
Oh, yeah. I think we should ask them.
Okay. So I go in and what's happening? What's making that noise?
You'll see that there's a young lad that's pounding a wooden hammer on a wooden stake through some very finely drawn pieces of wood, combining them together there, and you'll see an older human male that seems to be working a saw back and forth, very consciously intently paying attention to where he's working this saw across the wood.
I turn to the kid and I say, "Hey, friend, do you have a moment?"
How can we help you? How can we help you? I'll take care of this, master. He'll come to talk to you, and he stop hammering, lay his wooden mallet down.
I say, two things. First thing, we're looking for a large wolf. Can I use my hand to give a sense of like horse-sized? Right.
I mentioned he was traveling with a giant of a fellow from the Onion Adventurers Guild. Did anything happen recently? Do you remember those people coming through?
Well, let's see here. Yeah, I've seen I've seen the two that you're looking for. They were here a month ago. They were spending some time, I think with in the woods with some of the druids.
Yeah. Sounds like druids.
Do you know who those druids are?
Say what? This is me, actually, asking that because I didn't hear it clear enough.
I was saying, does we ask if he knows where those druids are in case we want to know them? What happened?
Well, I'm looking for it. They're not too far from this village, though, or this hamlet that's there. Just got the key that I opened on up did not go all the way down into that. There was a earlier key of the map, so let me find that, because I don't want to really misspeak, because there's a monastery up here and a couple other different things. So let's see here. Let's go over here. Is it in this one? Play this on. I'm looking for my 2019 key, but for some reason having an issue find that. And I should not have that issue. Oh, this might be. No, that's wrong date. That's okay. I'm tired of that. I'm going to solve this one way or the other. Let's see here. I'll go to the one that's on the site and get it. But he'll go ahead, and I'm not going to drag this down. I'll find it, and he'll say, yeah. I think they're on the other side of the pond there, over by the that one monk's monastery to the east.
Right.
The other question I have here is this you guys work with the lumber directly, or are you just carpenters? Apologies, just carpenters is not the right word, but you understand my point.
Well, we work with the lumber directly, as far as that. Look at my master and his skilled hands working directly on that fine joint that we're going to need for this project for our customer. And my mallet work is above all making sure we have solid pinning so it doesn't move or shake. We have a grand table that we're building for this couple.
Yeah, I can see that. That's why I was interested in what you're doing. I'll tell you what. When we're done with this job, we'll see. I'll see if I can't come back by here and see if we can order something nice. But thank you for your time.
What are you looking for? Is something nice? We do all kinds of great.
I'm thinking like a wooden chest. I need some place to store my clothes. Yes, clothes. And not anything else.
All right. He'll say, we have a couple that weren't picked up by customers, and it's been quite a while. I can show them to you.
If I wasn't so busy with this other job, I would definitely love to look at them. But my friend here and I are looking to kind of prove our mettle first. Good luck, though.
Okay, and he'll bid you a good day and travel, and may your travels be protected by Uller. He's a great hunter, and you guys seem to be hunters.
Yes. You too?
Okay. And he'll go back to his task that the master put forward.
All right.
I'm back. Sorry, I ordered a little food. I'm starving.
Oh, that's all right. Don't worry about that. I understand it.
Well, we got information. We know where the fluids are. I mean, it's up to Epoch. Maybe we go ask questions in the forest and work our way to the Druid's Grove.
Yes, I think that might be good.
Let's see here. I'm
or perhaps we could go to the Druid Grove first, and then we'll find ourselves asking the animals around there.
Okay. Works for me.
Alrighty. Okay, that's that one. And let's see here. Okay, so you're going to travel the road down through here. You see these different buildings on through here, the woods here. You going to check any of these out as you're going, or are you going to take off the road and go up here and go around?
I think we're going around.
You're going around the town?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you'll come on up here. Give me a perception check.
Six.
5.
Right.
Okay.
How do you like my -1 perception?
Just loving it. You'll get up around here. You're moving slowly. You're hearing a couple birds, but not much activity. As you come around this point, which way are you going?
Druid Grove, past near the lake, past the lake, kind of north along the edge of the forest, I suppose.
Yeah.
I'm imagining that's the easiest path to avoid getting lost.
Well, can be.
That's getting lost. Avoiding getting lost is my character's #1 priority.
Yeah. No,
I don't know about corners.
No, I understand that.
Which one is the Druid Grove? I'm lost.
The Druid Grove's way over here
Okay.
in this area.
And we're way over here at
And
89.
you're, no, right over here. You've traveled up and around. You got 83 over here, and you're at this tip. That's why I was wondering which way. You're seeing the pond now, but
No.
that's why I was asking which way you're still gonna go.
Yeah, I'd say up to the pond. We'll go around, I guess, to the either north or south, and then board it and go over there.
Well, that's why I'm wondering: are you gonna go beeline from this point to the pond, or are you gonna go up around the woods and these other buildings and such?
Elon.
Okay.
Or is that not what you said?
No. Your character's leading the way.
Oh, then that's what
Beeline.
Okay. You'll come to over here. It's getting about 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Getting over here, and let's see. Are you gonna hear anything from those buildings? 289.
Don't hear the poison dart that kills you.
Give me a perception check, both of you. And
14.
8.
okay. The 14 epoch, you'll smell these wonderful smells coming from over here. No, I read the wrong one. There, that was 289. That's in town. No, what you'll from here is what you'll get is you'll hear what sounds to be some folks hollering, and you'll hear some metal upon metal, and metal upon what you would surmise possibly is stone.
Okay.
And also,
There's no reason to point the river as far as I'm aware.
and right over here you'll hear you'll see this big house building area, gated, walled compound. And no, you don't have to ford there because you're coming down this way.
No, no, no. What I mean is, Epoch recommends we can travel the northern path rather than fording.
Okay, that's fine. I'm going to. If we're going to the north, though, I'm going to stealth. I don't know these people. I don't know nothing around here. So.
Okay, you right around here on the shoreline, you can see small trees that are kind of groomed, but you go through them and it's open shoreline that you can scoot across and use the trees as cover to help you stealth. So if you're going to stealth that way, you can go ahead and make a stealth check, and we'll use the one stealth check with advantage.
Oh, I'm 18.
Yeah. As soon as coroner starts doing that, my character immediately starts stealthing
Okay.
as well. I got 24.
Okay, no problem. It wasn't going to be a big tough one. But as you're coming up around here, you'll definitely, right here in this area, you see this large fortified tower, and you smell smoke coming up from it, and you definitely hear hammering on metal and such coming from that area. But you can still your stealths were good enough that that tower, no, you don't think anybody has seen you, and you get over here, and we'll say it's about 3 o'clock up over in this area, and you'll notice the Druid Grove, backed open area that's, you could tell, being, that's kind of what the tales that you've heard of Druid Groves to be similar like.
On the assumption that all the animals around us can probably detect us, and therefore the druids know we're here or will. I'll approach openly now that we're sort of past the buildings and everything.
Epoch will continue to stealth.
And I'll say, "Oh, brothers of the Earthen Brotherhood, may we parlay?"
And they'll turn to you, and you broke the silence, the balance. But yes, come on. We were enjoying the the afternoon sun upon the leaves, and watching as it dances with the dust and the haze.
I haven't started drinking yet, but if you wanted to. No.
And you say you haven't started drinking yet. They'll reach on down and they'll offer you, here, this flask. You can drink of this.
I do not
If you're
hesitate.
thirsty.
Immediately start to drink it.
Say again.
Yes, I don't hesitate. I immediately start drinking.
Okay, you drinking on down, allow you the agency to react, but when it hits your lips, it's cool, it's refreshing, it's somewhat sweet, but you definitely know it's probably one of the sweetest waters you've ever had.
Just water. It's not alcoholic.
Nope, it's just a very sweet water.
I'll wipe my lips. Oh, that's refreshing. We're actually here from the Unnamed Adventurers Guild. We heard that members of our group helped you were here recently, and when they were here, our druid friend Caradoc, on return from here, his direwolf was taken by something we don't, or it's missing. We don't know what happened. We're trying to find out. We're trying to help find this wolf. We didn't know if you had any information, or if you could ask the forest or sky or something.
Well, they'll say we know that Caradoc and his companion went to the conclave of the Earthen Brotherhood on some mission a couple weeks ago. As far as that, that's somewhat of the latest that we actually had seen them. We heard that there was some loss on his return, just from the rumors out of Illumina, but we could possibly try, but there is a payment.
Even to assist one of your brothers?
Yeah, even to assist. There's a payment for all things.
Well, I don't have much money.
Well, all payments aren't money.
Well, what is the payment that you require?
Well, this will take some concentrated effort, but the payment would be kind of a dear payment. As far as that, we would request that you bring us 2 pieces of unique wood. One is called ironwood, and the other is the stone wood. A good branch of each of the trees that this is from, and we would consider it payment.
And where do we find these trees?
Well, the one we know is, I'll drop this map here, stop sharing it, and I'll bring up, is this the, and I'll drop this one down, and I'll bring up, yeah, I'll open this one, and I'm bringing up be more of a wider world map view. But they'll say one's over into the lands. Yeah, right there. I think that'll work. Don't want to get it much smaller than that. Let's see here, and let me get back over here, and we'll share that. And one of the tree, the branch from the rock tree, is over into the far deserts to the east. Over there, there's been tales of that mighty wood, and the ironwood is up over on the other side of the Earthen Brotherhood. Some days, and what it's called, and you find it, some of it in the Vale of the Shadowwood to the east of the Brotherhood. Right, I probably should have done that. I forgot I had to. We're right over here, the Shadowwood there, and then let's see here. I'll move this back over here to where over here. That I'll have to change the color on that. And size, I think. Oh, right there. But over here, where you see the red dot in this desert area, you guys see that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then.
Oh, sorry. Forgot I was muted.
Oh, okay. And then over here in the Shadowwood, in the Vale of the Shadowwood, is the Ironwood. Is what they would say.
I mean, we're going to be on two continents. How looks like it's a month's worth of travel.
Yes,
like it to me.
It can be. That's why it's so dear to us. Do you agree?
I turn to Epoch and say, to me, this always seemed like a time-sensitive mission. I don't know how we can justify months just to get this information.
I sneak out of the trees and say, "Hi, yes, I am Epoch. Greetings. Time sensitive. It said that the wolf was missing. It didn't say.
I'm asking out of character. Did Carrot not put in there that he was carried off by a dragon?
No, he didn't.
Correct, he did not.
Really?
Which is part of the reason that we didn't run him for before. Or to be more clear, I believe Pincus was the one who posted the request. And if you remember correctly, Pincus believed the wolf was dead.
I see. Okay, got it.
And he was writing down what Caradoc wanted,
Which
posted. And Caradoc never said that when he was writing it down that it was carried off by a dragon.
Well, he did mention.
He mentioned a name.
Well, he mentioned Icy Breath, and he mentioned that they were attacked by a dragon.
They were attacked by a dragon, and
Talmeric had been killed during that fight. Or had been taken during that fight.
Okay.
Like Pincus was given that information because Caradoc was looking for basically looking to explain the severity of how the difficulty actually is what I meant to say of what they just completed.
Of what they completed, but on the portion where Pincus was writing it down,
I don't think he was very specific. Per se. No.
And that's and the point being, I guess on that, would be so not to scare off.
Perhaps. It's also worth noting, to be fair, even Caradoc doesn't know where the wolf is. Like, who knows where Icy Breath goes? So, yeah, I guess. So, but what my character says is, yeah, they said it was missing. They weren't clear as to how, although if we're talking horse-sized wolf, seems unlikely that it'd be in much danger.
Well, I'll turn to Epoch and say, do we take them up on this deal, or do we try to talk to the animals near here?
We can ask what what Epoch says is friends, if we do this for you, it will be quite some time before we return. Will you have the location of this Talmeric, the horse-sized wolf that was lost for us?
And the elder druid of this conclave will say, we realize that there's time that to gather these precious woods, but if you give us an hour to commune with the forces of nature, we'll give you the information, as long as you agree to get us the wood.
I turn to Corner and say, that seems good. I like helping people, and they can give us the information first if we need to make money sooner. I mean, yeah, I'm good with my word.
Okay. The Corner thinks it over, but he's in agreement.
Okay. So they go, and you see this group of about 10 druids come together. They light some incense. They light a candle. They gather around in a circle. They have a couple obelisks that they, about 3 of them, that they are in between, and they're going ahead and doing some ritual type casting from your perspective as characters, or divining. There's a hush around the grove. There's not a wind blowing, and then about 35 minutes into it, from the north comes a gust of wind into the grove, and from the northwest comes a gust of wind, and from the south comes a gust of wind, and from the southeast comes a gust, and from the west a gust. After the hour, you see that they stop their chanting. The elder druid gets on up. He comes over to you, and he tells you that the spirit of this wolf you talk about seems cold, but it liveth. But the sense that nature gives us is that it lies in the north above, and I'll share that one to give a better perspective. Let's see here. Boom. Right here, and okay. And come on, share. Right here. And there. And from Illumina down here, they're saying it's above Darnzanon's teeth range, and we feel a cold and wet area, which makes us think somewhere around the ice lake up by Alba. So they're describing, we'll use the blood red for this, and they're describing the area somewhere in around here to here. You see that all right?
Yep.
Oh, okay. And that's what you have seen. And let me see here if I got to I gotta get into spells now. Let's see here. Come on up here. Yep. Right there. Yes, that's what I thought. I thought it was in there. Stuff. Let's see here, just double check before I make myself wreck. And let's go to it. Ooh, that's going to be different. All right. I need a wisdom saving throw from both of you.
Does 2 succeed? 4 is also good.
No.
We're playing second edition where low rolls are good.
Yes. I cut my teeth on original, so I'm good either way. Okay. How about Connor?
4.
4. Okay. Basically, and this is where it's going to, for Quanner, it's not a problem. You have that feeling and urge. You basically were geezed. With Epoch, it's different. and this is why it's different, because the elven blood in it, and this is basically, I believe, a charm, which she's has
Oh,
has advantage.
I do have advantage. With my advantage, it would be a 15
Yeah,
normally.
yeah, that's why I'm saying it's a little bit different. I forgot to say that there, and I got to let's see here for the druid, what his DC would be for that, and double check this doobie doo here, and so I don't screw up. Okay, we'll say right under that. All right. That will be. You said a 15. You feel compelled also.
Yep.
I just had to check and make sure the level of the druid,
Right.
that arch druid in the DCs, that would match up fairly. So I gave him 11th level there, and that'd give him about a 16
That makes sense.
as far as that. So you feel compelled. You have the information of whereabouts that you have to go, where you're feeling this. You did find out the information that Talmeric is still alive, because the spirit was talking to you and it was cold. You got a general indication, so it's up north. Outside of that, that's the information that you get from them for that.
So the gays, he has to give us some instructions, right? I mean, it's not.
Yeah, and the instructions were that you would have to provide them with those pieces of wood. It's a very simple instruction.
No time limit.
No time limit.
I'm just trying to remember, because I think even without a time limit, we get damaged every day. We're not actively.
If you go against the question of the intent of it. So right now, you going to find Talmeric and like that, the way the arrangement is, you won't get the psychic damage.
But we would if we would to do something else besides find Talmeric or these two branches.
Yeah, and well, if you were honestly saying, I ain't gonna go and find that, I skinned them and got away with that, then you would.
Right.
And there again, to be fair, and this is all metadata and information, and I'm fair with giving you that, because both you guys are DMs, and you RP and play well, so you'll not worry about it. But it's only good for 30 days anyways.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
But you have that innate, so you can RP it and the right way.
Sounds good. So I say we return. How many days away are we from Illumina?
Oh, you're only maybe an hour's walk, if that, from the north gate. Hold on, I'll stop this share and I'll pop the other on up, so we can. Okay, right over here is where you guys are. This is Illumina. This is the north gate.
Gotcha. Okay. So I mean, and Connor's saying this out loud.
Yep.
Maybe we should go back and tell, the guild master what we found, and ask him if he wants us to proceed up there or to go get the wood that is part of our payment for this information. In other words, do we want to go head towards where they said that Talmeric was, or do we want to go get some wood?
That would be up to the choices between you and Epoch.
And that's what Epoch. I am in character asking Epoch that.
Okay.
I forgot I was muted again. Epoch says, well, I can totally go tell Pincus we found out where this wolf is and that it's still alive. We probably want to get these nice druids the payment for what they asked for first, since we can have other people go get the wolf back, and that way the druids don't have to wait too long to receive these branches.
Connor's going to just go along with the more experienced guild member.
Okay. But, so you're gonna go and tell Pincus, and look for some guidance, but with the intent of staying on track with trying to locate and recover the requested material as payment. So that's no problem. That's no problem.
So clarification here.
Okay.
Epoch was not saying that they. Okay. I realized you said something different than I thought what you did. What it is worth noting is that Epoch is not saying that they're going to get some portion of the payment for finding Talmeric.
No, you're going back to report your findings.
Right. Okay.
That's the way I took it.
Yes. There was no intention for Epoch to be like, hey, we found this thing, can you pay us?
No, but you're going back there and looking for guidance on what to do next, basically, from Pincus.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
As far as that. So you'll make it back. It will be, that's an hour. It'll be about, by the time you get back through the gates and everything. Let's see here. Where am I? You'll right on down there. Square of Gods, Regal Street, down to the guild here. That and you call for Pincus. You run into Riverwood and ask him to go let Master Pincus know that you have some information on that reward. And he goes and gets Pincus. Pincus comes dawdling on out. He's kind of cheerful about it. What you find?
He's still alive.
Oh, Kardak will be so glad. I believe.
We know where the wolf is as well. If you want to send other people, allies, to the area near the Lake of Ice and past the mountains toward the river in that area, then they might be able to find this Talmeric.
Oh, grand. I'll have arrangements made. It's take and sit at the table and sup on the evening meal that we have for the members of the hall here, if they choose to, and regain your strength. And we'll send you out and to up to Alba to see if you can find further information.
So I think at this point we tell him though that we did make a commitment and we're cursed to find this wood for the druids as payment for that information.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Pincus to say, I don't believe their intent was to stop you from the goal, but just to bring that payment to them and ensure that they get paid. Finding a wild beast that's of such value is also important to them.
Okay.
But I'll have Riverwood call through the guild, the ones that are here, and send out some pigeons out to Ando-Tarion, to Figaro, and down to Red Gill, to Fletch and them, to see if there's any that are interested with this. And maybe Kardak would be of glad mind. As payment, I'm sure he'd want to give you a little something. We'll take care of your bill over at the Silver Chalice, and we'll give you, and you don't have to pay. We'll take care of your guild dues on this, and you'll have, we'll give you 10 gold pieces on top of all that for your pocket each. Take and rest. If you need to resupply, you can talk to Quartermaster Bob for what supplies we have in our armory, and other ones you always are welcome at the Pincus General Store.
My character will say, "Oh, I'll pay yours." She's the corner.
I'm good. I don't. Else.
Well, no. I mean, we're friends, right?
Well, sure. What's a?
I like where this is developing.
Yeah. So yeah, I paid for her.
All right. And if there's, that's going to be the evening, and we're close to the time that I slotted for it. And I know that you, Isaac, earlier said that you had a time frame, so I didn't want to bust that, and I think it puts us close to that. So we can.
That works for me. I was about to ask if we were planning on wrapping it up or continuing.
I mean, it was either that or we start going to get one of those branches.
No. So we're gonna. I'll wrap this up. I'll set up another piece of this adventure, and hopefully we can get some other crews involved with it. Hopefully they're enjoying it. If they're watching it, or if they do watch it, I hope they'll enjoy it. And anything else that you want to do for the evening? Do you want to stay in the common rooms at the guild hall, or try to get your special simple room over at the Silver Chalice, or you want to try some other establishments throughout the city?
I think Connor's gonna just kind of stay in the guild hall. He probably will down a few L's, but he's just gonna do it right here.
Okay, that's no problem.
Epoch is like, oh, you probably shouldn't. You shouldn't drink too much of that. You should slow down. That it is slightly poisonous. it makes people make bad choices.
I don't know. Yesterday went great, and we found out the information we needed, and left a nice wooden floor. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but just because something happens once doesn't mean it's going to happen at the same time again. And
I'm pretty sure it does. That's science.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I'll pay for any drinks, and I hope you have fun. I'll stay here, and I'm sure this will be fun. My character does not drink.
Yeah. He's not going for falling down drunk again, but yeah, he's going for a buzz.
Okay. All right. If that's what you guys are doing,
Yep.
and like that, we'll
In the same day.
yeah, we'll break we'll break it there. We'll pick it up when we pick it up from
Okay.
the following morning.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Can I get either a nature or like wisdom insight from your character from Corner?
Okay.
I just want to see if he notices something.
Let's see. Insight. We'll do insight.
And on top of that, each of you get 1 XP.
20. Dirty 20.
30 to 20? Okay. Your character probably notices the distinct connection to the seasons that Epoch goes through, especially since there's another change while we're hanging out, and so it goes between the 4 seasons, which you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. But as you notice this, you kind of notice something. You realize something weird. The seasons are going backwards. It went spring when you first met Epoch, then something presumably winter, then autumn now, and now it's going to summer. And you're not like maybe that's just the way all watch are, but you just happen to notice that.
Wow.
So.
You
said 1 XP, Charles. Did you also say 1 inspiration?
Well, yeah, you guys with the role play deserve 1 inspiration. Well, especially with the tavern scenes and the stumbling drunk.
So sorry. Were you saying something there?
Elijah, and that's from the Magic the Gathering tie-in.
It's actually from Mordekainen's Tome of Foes.
Mordecai. Okay.
It's also technically in the DMG, but it's a different version in that one. If you look at the Tome of Foes, it's actually super cool because they have this whole thing where they switch between the 4 seasons and have like a ton of different personalities.
The tome in the Tome of Foes, they get more in depth than what the DMG did. And the DMG had them a lot rarer, and where the Tome of Foes, they're still a rare elf event, but it's set up more for easier for player character.
Okay.
It's a fun one. You should check it out.
Yeah, I've got the book, or I've got the D&D Beyond version of it. I'll pull it up.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So, any outros that you guys want?
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay. How about Epoch?
No.
Oh, okay. Then I'll stop recording here. And there we are. Done recording. I'll drop this. Okay. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I know there wasn't any combat per se, even though there was a couple possible opportunities. But
I was definitely trying to see if we could get a bar fight. I was interested in that. But,
Oh my, yeah, my character was really pushing that. Was like,
I mean,
literally sucked so badly they couldn't start a bar fight.
yeah, exactly.
well, that's kind of the thing, and with the silver chalice, even though the Pincus has a percentage into that, it being that you guys are both DMs, it's also a Black Rose information center. So the bartender,
Thanks.
the waitress, they're not just standard peasants,
Right.
and some of the patrons are not standard patrons, peasant patrons. And that's why the bugbear
Was friendly. So
he was
friendly.
he was well friendly. He didn't go ahead and gut you from end to end. But he was suspicious when you were hugging because of looking for a pickpocket or something being played. That's why he didn't jab you, but he just
Back up.
just let you be aware. But that's there. And I do hope you enjoyed it. And I'll try to get. Is there a time frame that's advantageous to both of you? They're more advantageous.
Wednesday evening works well. Next weekend not going to work because I think it's Mother's Day. I got to drive to the other side of the state and do
Yep.
that. So yeah, Wednesday nights are usually pretty good for me. And then other than that, I just have to play it by ear on my travel schedule. Oh, this Wednesday won't work. I'm sorry, I forgot. I've got a bad travel week. Yeah, next week's not going to work for me. I can't think.
Okay. Well, I'll pump it off a bit, and we'll figure it out. We'll work together because I'd like to see both back together, and then whoever we can capture.
Cool.
Yep. Yeah. In general, I'm working evenings, so unless we're going really late, it's basically during the weekday or earlier in the day. So
Yeah. I know on the 17th, it's kind of, unless I do it really early in that day is shot for me because my youngest daughter's graduating college that day, and I got in that night, and I got to go to that. So
no. Charles, you're too young to have a daughter graduate from college. What you meant was elementary school.
no, college. I still do have my youngest son in high school.
So there you go.
As far as that, he just turned 16, the 23rd of April.
There you go. So you're doing great.
I don't know about doing great. Sometimes I wonder. But
Thanks a lot, you guys. I'm gonna head out.
yep,
Thanks for
I'll see
playing.
you later. Thanks for playing. I'll post the video. I had the live stream, which echoes a little bit with running the XSplit live out to YouTube, but I'll have the cleaner video from the Zoom. I'll have up too. So, all right, we'll talk to you later. Have a good one.
You too. I'm gonna head out as well.
Yep.
See ya.
Bye.